probably agree that Hunter's Fury is one of the most powerful gear sets in the game. This is not a Hunter's Fury build, it's a hybrid skill build, but I'm going to tell you how it compares and why it's stronger. Hit the like right now and comment the aggravator down below.
3, 2, 1. Far from this opera forevermore. I'm gonna work the straw, make the sweat drip out of every pore. And I'm bleeding, I'm bleeding, I'm bleeding right before the Lord. And all the words are gonna bleed from me, and I will sing no more. Hunter's Fury gives you 45% amplified weapon damage and staggers enemies in close proximity when you get a kill. That adds a ton of survivability. When a group is under a status effect, do not shoot them back at you, and you can chain kill the status effect until you finish all of them off. The build I am introducing today has the same effect on groups, but it's significantly stronger than Hunter's Fury with a time to kill that is possibly faster than any ballistic skill build you've seen today. That's because it has 60% amplified damage plus an additional 20% damage bonus on top of that. Here's the game changer. All this damage applies to both weapons and skills at any range. Hunter's Fury only amps your weapons, and almost half of that is limited to enemies within 15 meters. This hybrid is stacking 6 skill tiers, maximum skill damage attributes, and skill damage bonuses on 2 ballistic skills. It won't be hard to assemble this build. You should be able to put it together in a day or so. And at first glance, you're probably going to think you've seen this build before. But as you look closer, you will realize it's actually quite unusual. And the results create an effect that is quite unique. Basically, it's a skill build version of Hunter's Fury, but stronger. I searched YouTube, but I couldn't find anything like it. Hey, if you're looking to play the Division 2 in new and exciting ways, this is the right channel. Join my Discord for more action and consider becoming a member of Tux's Players Club. It's only $1. Don't miss out. Hit the join button below to get started. Also, if you dig what I'm putting down, I'd appreciate the like, comment, and a subscribe. This helps me help you, and I have lots more where this came from. We're using 4 pieces of Eclipse Protocol. There are many Eclipse builds out there, but because Eclipse is such a good gear set for status effects, all those builds are tailored in that direction, with max status effects on the set and status effects skills. This build is tailored for skill damage, and to be powerful and fast enough to solo legendary, it's important I run 2 ballistic skills. I chose Eclipse because I wanted the backpack talent, which amplifies all damage you deal to status affected targets by 30%. That's way stronger than combined arms. That's the strongest backpack talent out there. Instead of status effects, I rolled skill damage and put on a duration mod. To trigger the backpack talent, I am using Scorpio, the exotic shotgun. The 3rd and 6th shot applies a disorient and shock. Eclipse transfers that status effect on kill to nearby enemies, just like Hunter's Fury. And the 7th shot makes it so the target takes an additional 20% damage from all sources. Yup, even your skills. I'm running the sacrifice for my chest. This is giving me perfect glass cannon. I have skill damage and I rolled armor. I have a haste mod. This chest piece has health on it. You don't want that. The holster is the exotic waveform. It's got skill damage and haste, and gives my skills an additional 30% skill damage. So the backpack's 30% amp damage, the weapon's additional 20% damage, the chest piece's 30% amp damage, and the holster's 30% skill damage are all juicing the skills to serious proportions. And we're not done. The secondary weapon is actually playing a role too. I am running the test subject, which has perfect in sync for 40% more weapon damage and skill damage. After we hit a single target with the 7th shot of the Scorpio for the 20% additional damage from all sources, if the target is still standing, I switch to the test subject and put the 40% skill/weapon damage to work on top of it all. Also, if you see your targets already have a status effect applied, like bleed from an explosion or fire, then switch to your test subject so you get maximum amp damage and power to your skills and weapon. For the remaining pieces, I rolled skill damage on the Eclipse gear. Hey, I want to tell you the classified build I am dropping this week is also a 6th skill tier hybrid skill damage build, but this one is coming with 350% crit damage. Think about that. That's never been done before. I can't wait to share with you on Friday. I'll also stream some gameplay of me using it on Thursday. If you didn't know, classified builds are secret builds made just for Texas Players Club True and Hardcore Bandido member levels. If you want to tap into these, you can get access today by hitting the join button below. This is a good time as any to demonstrate the group disruption status effect on kill. It doesn't happen 100% of the time you get a kill. It depends on if the target is under status effects or not, which is why it's important you're shooting your weapon as often as you can. But since you're applying the status effect basically every 3 shots, it happens very frequently that you get the status effect on kill. That's saying something else too. That's showing how amazingly powerful this build is. Basically, you're getting a kill every 3 rounds on average. Obviously, the skills are contributing, but that's just good old DPS. I like running Technician for the extra skill tier and added damage to robotics, which is helpful for legendary. Be sure to have your shotgun and 10% skill damage selected on the skill tree too. There are 2 weaknesses to this build. There's no armor on kill or regen, so you will be using those armor kits. Second, watch your ammo. This is a hybrid skill damage build, and like the rest, it's best to focus fire your weapon and skills on your target. You will be using your weapon just as much as your skills, so watch your ammo. If you want, you can run a skill tier on your chest instead of armor and use the gunner specialization. This will give you 10% armor on kill, which is helpful, and you're getting plenty of kills. It will also help out with the ammo. I am running the turret and drone, of course, and the damage numbers you see here are before all those modifiers we discussed, so this isn't the half of it.
Not much to see for the stats, but here they are. I know some of you might hesitate with the sacrifice chest piece and perfect glass cannon, but for skill damage builds using the turret and drone, it really is my favorite option. Just look at the gameplay. I'm running solo legendary here. Remember, I only have one armor core and no regen or armor on kill. But the reason why this works is because these two skills take a lot, if not all, of the aggro off of you. That's also why I run the duration mods. The longer my skills are up, the longer I have a cloaking shield. Take a look at this tank that pushes on me. Thanks to my skills, I'm invisible, and this perfect glass cannon that actually helps me stay alive because it gives me the fast time to kill to get rid of it. If they're dead, they're not shooting at you, right? That's why time to kill is so important. I did many of these DUA checkpoints solo faster than ever, but the first checkpoint is fast, but not a personal record. That's because without the regen of Slaughter, Game Over, Contender, or Limitless, I'm not able to push forward as fast. I have to be more patient for my window of opportunity. With those other builds, I welcome damage. With this build, I do not. That's because I'm relying on armor kits, and you can run out of those. But with all the damage I'm getting, it's all worth it. Simply let your skills take the aggro and play cover to cover as much as possible. It's simple. Now, I love playing out of cover, you know me, but the power on this is so satisfying, it's a worthwhile trade-off. I mean, when is the last time you felt powerful in the Division 2? For me, that was today. I want to invite you to come kick it with me live. I live stream for Players Club members on Thursdays and the entire YouTube community on Saturdays. This week is big. We will be discussing damage modifiers for skills, which is something that confuses most out there. Knowing what works and what doesn't to boost your skills will help you make better builds. Be sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on so you get the community post with the invite links. I'll see you there. I don't recommend you try to run the Memento backpack with this build. If you're not running the Eclipse backpack for that 30% amp damage, then the set isn't worth it. This backpack above all else is what makes this the strongest of all the hybrid skill builds out there. The Contender, Perfect Blend, and Limitless, which is still classified, are the most powerful of the bunch, but this tops them all. And the weapon and skills are in great balance because the amp damage applies to both. Not to mention they both start with a high base weapon damage. Use the test subject for range, mostly to save on ammo, but I do use the shotgun at range because all I need to do is apply a status effect and the amp damage cranks up. So don't be afraid to snipe with your shotgun, just keep an eye on your ammo.
Am I tripping or is this... Why is this... There we go. It's broken down though. I don't think this guy's killable.
The Capacitor Exotic Assault Rifle never felt so powerful before. The perfect blend turns it up and amps it up. The build makes it faster, more powerful, and helps you land more shots. Add 6 skill tiers and 2 killer skills, and you're set to clear any content in the game. Try this hybrid skill damage build next.
Tuxedo out.